Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 1501.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to talk about how to tariff-proof your personal finances. Now, some of the information I've seen about this so far is like get an emergency fund or pay off your debt. It's not really preparing you for any kind of supply disruption that we may have. And that's what I want to talk about today, because 90% of Americans expect tariffs to increase prices. And increasing prices usually means that people are going to experience higher costs at the store or possibly even hoarding of certain products. So with a little bit of forethought about what's important in your life, you might be able to get ahead of some of this. And here are some things that I'm doing in response to the tariffs. First of all, I'm trying to think about what I use that comes from China. Now, things that are made in America can be impacted from China if a part of something they need to produce that or to distribute that product comes from China. So even though it's made in America, they may also have some disruption. But the biggest thing you want to look for is what are the things that you're using that are made in China? Are there medicines that you use? Are there foods that you buy on a regular basis? What are the things that may come from China? Now, I tend to eat organic food and not a lot of processed food, but I do have some things like protein shakes, and those are American made that I have been consuming. But that may not be the case with you. So check those kinds of things that are in your pantry and see if there's any kind of processed food that comes from China. Those things you may want to stock up on. There may also be things like beauty products that you use that come from China. Some of those things I typically order from Amazon. So I've been onto my Amazon account looking at what have I ordered in the last year. You can just go click on your orders, review everything that you've ordered, and see if there's anything that you don't use that frequently or use all the time that you need to think about reordering or maybe having a little bit of extra supply on hand. Another thing would be home supplies like cleaning supplies. Are there cleaning supplies that you use that are made in China? For this, I've gone to my local Dollar Tree store. Now, as far as discount stores go, I really like Dollar Tree. I'm not a fan of Walmart. Actually, I can't stand Walmart. I don't like to go to Walmart. It creeps me out. But I do go to Dollar Tree. And Dollar Tree has had some very, very good deals. So I went and got some extra paper towels. I got some extra Kleenex. I got some extra cleaning devices and cleaning chemicals. I picked up a few extra beauty supplies there, some extra hand soap, and my shopping cart was pretty full. And when I got to the checkout, the total was $28. It was an amazingly low price, and that's how it is usually when I'm at Dollar Tree. I can put a lot in my cart, and I'm always surprised at how low the price is when I get to the checkout. So if you haven't tried your local Dollar Tree, I recommend you check it out. From what I'm hearing about Costco and people trying to go to Costco to buy some extra things, I'm hearing Costco's getting pretty expensive. So I think it's good to try some other avenues and see where the good bargains are. This may be true of your pet supplies as well. So don't forget your pets and trying to maybe get ahead on ordering some pet supplies if you think any of that may come from China. And depending on your business, you may need business supplies that might be made in China. Or if there's anything you use regularly, like envelopes that may be made in China, these are things you want to think about stocking up on in addition to anything that you might manufacture. And then also think about having more cash on hand. So in these types of times, you've noticed we've also had some blackouts. And this is a strange thing, but oftentimes the blackouts and shortages can go hand in hand. So what you want to do is make sure that you have some cash on hand in small bills so that if, for example, credit card processors aren't working at the grocery store, you have some cash on hand that you can pay for your groceries. Now, recently, this happened with one of my VIP members that I've advised all of my VIP members to have more cash on hand. And when you go to the grocery store, you can use your debit card to get cash back. You don't have to make a separate trip to the bank. So when you get cash back, get it in low bills. Don't get 20s. Try to ask for 5s and 1s. So you can have exact change if you need it. But what happened was one of my VIP members had gone to the grocery store. The credit card machine was not working. Everybody at the store had to abandon their cart and leave all their items, but she was able to go through the checkout, pay with cash, and take all of her items home. That's the difference between having more cash on hand and not having any additional cash in your wallet. So start carrying a little bit more extra cash and making sure that your wallet has cash in it rather than relying on credit cards and plastic all the time. And then I also recommend that you keep your gas tank full. You never know when shortages can cause other disruptions, and so it's a good idea to always keep your gas tank full, especially when you're looking at possible supply disruptions of any kind. And of course, make sure that any repeating item or repeating orders that you have on a regular basis on auto ship, that they're not going to be interrupted. If that's something that's going to be interrupted in the future, then you'll want to order multiples of that right now and discontinue the automated shipping. So those are some things to consider that are going to help you get through any possible supply disruptions we may have. But these are just short-term suggestions. They're not long-term suggestions. That's a whole nother strategy, and I've done some other podcasts about that. But doing some thinking ahead and making some smart moves will help relieve any disruptions in your life. And that's being wealthy and smart. If you haven't yet subscribed to Be Wealthy and Smart, hit your subscribe button and you'll be notified of new podcasts as soon as they're available. And all of my podcasts are on my website at lindapjones.com/podcasts. And while you're there, sign up for my weekly newsletter for more wealth tips for your financial freedom. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.